welcome everybody to season 4, episode 19 of The Buzz with yours truly, Mama T. We got a great show for you. I know we started a little late. Sorry about that. We were having a little bit of technical difficulties, but if you've been watching long enough, every once in a while, things happen, but we got it all figured out. And tonight we have, this guy, Mike Underwood, Slick. Okay, he has been playing since the 70s. He is in a couple bands with our friend Mark Anthony, who's going to be on next month. We're going to take a 2-week break after this, 2-week season break after this. But then when we come back, we'll have Mark Anthony. So we get two for the price of one, I guess you could say. But first, of course, before we bring Slick on, we got to hear a quick word from Grand Forks Best Source. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you. Hi, Mike.
Hey, how you doing?
Or should we call you Slick?
You can call me anything you want.
Except late for dinner, right?
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you were able to join us. I know originally I told everybody it was going to be Mark Anthony that was going to be on tonight, but you were gracious enough to take the spot because he had some stuff that came up last minute. And you know what? This is wonderful because I've actually met him in person, but I haven't really met any of the other band members. Bobby and I did go to Moondance the year he died, and we saw you guys up on stage. I think you were working that night.
Yeah. Last time we played there, I believe it was.
So you have been playing since the 70s.
Yeah. I started playing in bands when I was 15. And started playing guitar when I was 12. I never took any lessons. I played by ear, so I could hear a song a couple times and play it. But all through high school, I started several of my own bands. And then I was 18 working in a recording studio, punching out some, as a matter of fact, I don't know if you remember the old 45s. I've got one in a frame here that goes way back. But anyway, there was a band that was recording there with A&M Records. They were called Sweet Nothing. And they were looking for a bass player. So I played guitar, and I figured, well, a bass is a guitar with only 4 strings, so that can't be too hard. So I took their records home that night, and then next day packed everything up I had in a van and headed to Iowa and tried out for the band, and they accepted me. And from then on, we went on tours and had a great time. So we did opening acts for Ted Nugent, Fleetwood Mac, with the Allman Brothers. And if you can imagine flying on a jet that's got beanbag chairs for seats in it, that's kind of interesting. Ted Nugent would come swinging in his Tarzan outfit on stage, and that was kind of funny game there. It's interesting when we opened up for him that we were late, and his manager said, well, I don't know about you guys. I said, fine, we'll leave. And he said, no, we got Ted's equipment all set up on stage, and you could come and play on his equipment. And I said, okay, well, can't argue with that, that would be all right. So, but, lots of drugs, alcohol, fun stories, all kinds of things going on back then. So it was a blast. So I really enjoyed it.
Well, that was, the 80s by that time, wasn't it?
Yeah. We had two albums out. In fact, we're in the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The Sweet Nothing Band was, and we played music kind of like Yes, kind of a classical rock, all original stuff. But and it was really good. But it doesn't matter how good you are if the market isn't right at the time. And so, right when our albums were starting to hit, disco came in,
Oh,
and
geez.
so we went broke, and I decided to get a real job. So
Oh, no. So who was in this band? Who was in Sweet Nothing?
uh, we had a guitar player, Phil Steffen, and very accomplished, trained musician. Ellery Temple was our singer, and he had sang with the boys' choir at Carnegie Hall when he was 6 years old. And he
Wow.
had a voice that was just totally phenomenal. And drummer was Roger Stevens, good friend of mine. And then the keyboard player, we called him Zick, and he was like on this verge of genius and insane. Excuse me. And he wrote most of our songs, but he did a lot of acid. And when he was 21, he found out for the first time from his parents that he was adopted. And he just totally lost it. And we'd go play gigs, and the keyboard would be down here, and he'd be up here doing stuff like that. And finally, one time on the road, he jumped out of the balcony of a second floor hotel and committed suicide. And from then on, we kind of, started dispersing, go different directions. So,
Yeah, that would be a good reason to break up the band, I guess. That's terrible. That's a terrible story.
it is. If it wasn't so many years ago, I probably wouldn't tell it. But it's the '70s.
Or you wouldn't be able to tell it without tearing up or something too. Mm.
Yeah. So he was a very great, gifted young man, and you can kind of understand when they say you're on the borderline of insane and creative. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you do a lot of acid, who knows what might have caused that? Just a combination of many things
Everything.
at the
Yeah, I
time.
knew a friend back in my 20s. He was afraid he was going to get pulled over and caught with a whole sheet
Yeah.
and ate the whole sheet. And then they, not long after, declared him legally insane.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, drugs will do that. Don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad.
Yeah. And I was only 19 years old at the time, so it was kind of 18, 19, So I was the
Oh,
kid in the band, the young guy. So now I'm the old man in the band. So
well, that had to be a little traumatizing. Was it hard for you to get back into bands after that?
well, from the time I was 15, I dedicated my whole life to music. I'd eat, sleep, and drink. My relatives were from Alabama and Mississippi, hillbillies from the Appalachian Mountains, Tennessee, and they moved to Chicago looking for work and making money. And then that's where I was born and I grew up. And so they would very poor, but we'd get together, have potlucks, and play bluegrass music. And one uncle would play the banjo, a cousin would play the fiddle and guitar, and that's kind of where I first got my taste. Really want to play in music and have a good time. So, but yeah, I dedicated my life for many years. But when that happened, I sold everything I had, quit playing for 5 years
Oof.
because I needed to reevaluate. I like to make money. I didn't like to be poor.
Right.
So I went to Iowa State University and studied architecture, structural engineering, and have a very good career in that right now. In fact, I'm still working and still making good money. So I must have made some right decisions there somewhere.
Right. Don't you also have a master's in psychology?
Yes, I've always had a passion for theology and psychology. And so while I was working, I worked through Montreal, Canada, working on a psychology degree. And it was therapeutic counseling, and I did a lot of counseling for years and that. But after a while, I kind of, I'm kind of tired of this. Went back to playing music again. So, and now I got the money to buy anything I want. So it's a heck of a lot more fun. And I don't care how much money I make. I do it because I love it, So,
Right.
and these guys here, Mark is awesome. He's a great guy.
Oh yeah, he is. I guess I'll be meeting you this summer.
Yes, that would be great.
So,
that would be great. Yeah, in fact, we just booked some hotels for that. So.
Yep. So you, for everybody who doesn't know already, he's in the band. He's in a band with Mark Anthony. He's played with him, with the Rubber Monkeys and Shuffle Cats, and we just booked Shuffle Cats here down the street for the 4th of July, and prior to that, they will be in Cass Lake for the 3rd of July. I believe that's.
Yep.
I think that's what I wrote.
Yeah. I think we just booked one in Cass Lake too. So.
Yep, that's at Log Jammers on July 3rd, and then at Katie's Place in McIntosh on July 4th. So you can come meet this guy, and you can meet the next guy I have in a couple weeks. You guys can come out and actually meet these people that I interview on the show.
We're very excited. Very excited.
Oh, so are we.
So that'd be great. So, yeah.
So what year was it you were inducted into the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
It was probably 1974, 75. So, is the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame a big deal? Well, what can I say? It's something, but no, I enjoy playing. I moved to Minneapolis in 1990, and we got a huge promotion from our company, starting some computer-aided drafting systems and did some engineering work. But I just met Mark probably 3-4 years ago, and he was playing with the Rubber Monkeys, and they were looking for a keyboard player. I said, well, I'm a lead guitar player, but I'll figure out how to play keyboard. So I got a couple of synths and keyboards, and have been doing that for the last several years. I joined the Rubber Monkeys back with the Walker gig you were talking about, Moon Jam, played that with them. And then Mark decided, he played in the Shuffle Cats. I think they started in the 1990s for a long time. And then he played in the Monkey for 10 years. And then he decided to go back to the Shuffle Cats, start his own Shuffle Cats, since he was a co-creator, and base a lot of it on his original music, which is just totally phenomenal blues, rock kind of music, and mostly based on what he has. And I have a couple originals that we're working on, but Mark's really the main guy for writing our songs and what we do. So.
Yeah, he's pretty phenomenal. But you know what? If you're in his band, you must be too, because he only picks the best.
We sat down one time and talked, and he says, I'm going to go and pick out the best musicians I've ever played with. Well, I only played with him for a month, I think. And he said, yeah, well, I'd sure like to have you in our band. And I clicked with, our personalities are exactly the same, as far as playing music, running bands, and how we manage people, and really from the heart and the soul, as opposed to feeling like you got an ego and you got to tell everybody what to do, And that's why I was impressed by Mark more than anything.
Well, we are going to cut to commercial, and when we come back, we are going to watch. I'm not sure which one we're playing first, either one with you, your old band, Robos, or we will be playing the one with Shuffle Cats. I don't know which one he has loaded up, but we'll watch that, and we'll talk about whatever band it is that he decides to play. So stay tuned.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' Best Source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' Best Source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' Best Source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' Best Source, giving the Forks their identity again.
What's up, Red Lake Nation Radio? This is your host, DJ Soko. Come join me if you're Ace or Donnell from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Soko Saturday, where I have a new segment, Soko's Metal Madness Hour from 7 to 8 p.m., bringing the North all the new and classic metal to the masses. The first 3 hours will be the old school hits, the rock and roll classics, and all other genres of music. Even country. So come take a cruise with me, DJ Soko, bringing the fire right here on 105.3 WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. Yeah.
This episode is brought to you by AFS Automated Financial Services, your partner for fast, reliable, and affordable payment processing. Whether you're taking payments at the counter, on the go, online, or through a full POS system, AFS makes it easy to get paid anywhere, anytime. They handle credit, debit, EBT, gift, and loyalty cards across every industry and touchless options available for all in-person transactions. Entrepreneurs and ISOs can even earn monthly residuals through AFS partnership opportunities. The tools are yours. The income is yours. You'll get approvals in under an hour. 24-hour equipment deployment or reprogramming. Low, simple rates, matched or beaten, or they pay you, and 24/7 live customer service. You get the technology, rates, and support your business deserves. For a free cost analysis or rate quote, call 1-877-738-5010 or visit automatedfinancialservice.com. AFS, smart technology, real service, better business.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
street with a baby in her hand under an old street light. You got each can. Everybody look at me. I'm the best that there can be. I got my best foot on. I got it going on. Can't you see? Everybody look at me. Gucci shoes. We're gonna get wild and put on a fabulous show. Gotta get on your feet, shake it loud, feel it from your head to your toe. You gotta shake it, we gotta whip it until we feel alright. We gotta sing it, you gotta shout it, we're gonna rock and roll tonight. Well, I don't know when to come, but I sure do come. Oh, they're coming for me. And I don't know what they do, but they sure do it good. Oh, they're doing it for free. Here we go. Oh, tax fever. Tax fever. Tax fever. Tax fever. Well, first time that I got it, I was 10 years old. I got it from the kitty next door. And the doctor...
That was so awesome. So my sister is watching, and she's babysitting for the mayor's kids who live next door.
Huh.
And the 5-year-old Jasper was jamming out. He was jamming out. He was having a good time and dancing in the kitchen while my sister is cooking dinner. And this video came at the perfect time because my stepdad and his dog just arrived downstairs. So my dog was going nuts. It's okay. It's okay. It's just Grandpa and Lily. It's just Grandpa and Lily. It's okay.
No, how sweet.
So tell me about Robos. Are you guys still playing? Do you play live anywhere? Or?
Yeah, when I moved here, I pretty much had sold most of my equipment, hadn't played in a while. And I went into the office on a weekend that I was working at. And all of a sudden down the hall, I hear this guitar player. And I'm going, well, that's kind of unusual. Well, it was the other Mark Rinke that you saw playing guitar and bass. And he says, but why don't we get together and play? I says, well, I don't really have any equipment. Oh, I got a barn that's decked out like a bar. I got equipment. I got lights. I got PA system. All you got to do is come out and play. And so we just kind of jammed for a while. And then he wanted to get a little more serious about it. And so we started learning some songs and playing with that quite a bit. And what we would do, we both like to play guitar and bass. So we'd switch off back and forth, which of course would drive the sound people crazy because they say, well, you can't do both. You know, you just play one out of one amp and one out of the other. And I said, no, we switch them apart. So we played together for many years. And then when I joined Mark's band, I decided to retire from there. They've got a good lineup, Robos do, with a lovely young lady singing, a young lady that got a opera trained voice. She's very good. And a couple of guitar players, a real young guy that lives here in Hastings where we do, and I've got to know him pretty good. And Mark's still in the band. They got a new drummer, and they played in Hudson here not too long ago. So they're playing quite a few gigs together, and they're a cover band, but they're good. They're really good. So proud to see them doing good.
Awesome. that that was like a compilation or just like a promo for the band? What we just
Uh,
watched?
I don't know. They're just good people. They're good people. And I always like to help young people out as much as I can. I can't tell you when I was practicing in high school in basements and stuff, and then I go back 20 years later, and it's amazing how many kids would say, "Oh, we used to watch you through the basement windows all the time," and now they're playing in bands. And
Wow.
so well, I didn't know anything about it. So, but to help young people find the gift of music is more important to me now than ever, I think. So,
Oh, absolutely. And see, that's so I do this show because I'm carrying on the legacies of the late little Bobby.
hmm
And he always supported the musicians, supported live music, and wanted to help the kids get into the music industry. I mean, he'd go to parades and hand out guitars to little kids.
oh
Uh,
wow.
yeah, he'd have workshops at the bar, guitar workshops. He had a harmonica workshop. I mean, he was all about the kids. So, and well, the vets too. Um, I just and that's why we try to keep the show clean
Uh
because we go out to so many different platforms that we want to make sure we're trying not to swear, we're not
huh.
not setting bad examples, so that it can
Right.
stay clean so that they can have access to it because they need to know these stories. And speaking of stories, you've got to have some pretty good road stories.
Pretty good road stories, you say?
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. With all the drugs and alcohol, I don't know how many I can remember. But we played in a bar one time in Waterloo, Iowa, and two gangs came in and started a gunfight. And so we're back there hiding behind our amplifiers, just trying to make sure we could still stay alive until they get done with this. And fortunately, we all made it out, but that was kind of crazy, And we had a roadie full time, and he was quite a character too. He would, bring home some of the weirdest looking ladies I've ever seen in my life. Just try to be as clean as I can here. And we'd always look at him and say, what the heck are you doing? So, but we all lived together in a 10-bedroom farmhouse. And it was, and a lot of them had their girlfriends and in there too. And then we had a local band or bar called Genuine John's that we played in quite often. So, and you'd wear bell bottom pants back in that day with cuffs, and people would come up and stuff uh, drugs in your cuffs and all that kind of stuff, just trying to be your friend, you know. So, yeah, it was, like I said, riding in the jet with beanbag chairs and no safety belts. And the Ted Nugent thing was pretty wild too. And Fleetwood Mac was, but the thing of it is, back in those days, we thought we would be more famous than them. So we weren't impressed. Which you look
Oh my
back
goodness.
and say, how stupid could I be? But it's kind of like, yeah, we'll be better than them. They're just so. So, but it was a lot of fun until one day on a Friday, the lead singer and the guitar player decided they wanted to quit and move, and they're the ones who rented the house, and they said you got to be out of the house by Sunday. And we were playing that Saturday night. I'm thinking, well, do I go back to Chicago or what? And I met a blonde-haired lady that night. And she said, "Oh, you need a place to live? Well, yeah. Well, you can come live with me." We got married a couple of years later and had two kids. So, unfortunately, that one didn't last any longer than that. And right now, I'm married. Been married for 28 years to the most beautiful, big-hearted lady you've ever met in your life, and she is just awesome. We're madly in love with each other. So,
That's beautiful. I love it. Do you recognize the name Paul Testa Jr. at all?
no, I do not. Uh-uh.
So he's played Moondent Jam with Mark Anthony's Storm Project, Cold Front, and he did a Corey Stevens show at the same fest. And so he's got the record for playing 3 bands in all 3 fest shows.
Wow.
And he was a friend of Bobby's too, and he used to play for Little Bobby's band too. So he tunes in and watches the show once in a while too. But when you were telling me about okay, you were telling me about how the 2 gangs came in and started shooting at each other, like instantly that scene from Roadhouse popped into my head.
Yes.
All the time, the chicken wire's still playing, and
Oh,
everybody's beating each other with beer bottles and stuff.
Yep. Sometimes it was just like that. Let me tell you, back in those days. You know, another quick interesting one is in Chicago where I grew up. We were playing local bar bands, and the local bar bands that played there quite a bit was, excuse me, Styx, REO Speedwagon, and Chicago. And they were just local bands. And so sometimes we'd open up for them. And back in those days, they were really, really good. They were fun bands. So.
And see, I know my mom was a fan of REO Speedwagon and Chicago. Well, I was too. I listened to them a lot when I was a kid, but because that's what mom listened to. And oh my gosh, Stevie Nicks has always been my girl crush.
Oh, wow. Wow.
She's just a powerhouse. She's just amazing. But like I said, we do have one more break. And
Okay.
after this break, we're going to play a clip from you with the Shuffle Cats. And then we'll get into more about you and the Shuffle Cats and your advice for young people getting into the music industry. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
All right.
When it comes to podcasts and social media, stick with the best. Grand Forks' best source. Keep up to date with local happenings and news, interviews with city leaders, athletes, nonprofits, and of course, lots of feel-good stories. You know, Grand Forks' best source is a great way to advertise your business or events with the most economical ad packages available. And contact us to find out how you can have your own podcast with the best studio in the area. Check out Grand Forks' best source on your favorite social media app. Grand Forks' best source, the Forks' best local podcast. Call 701-213-0863 or online at gfbestsource.com. We love the Forks. Grand Forks' best source, giving the Forks their identity again.
What's up, Red Lake Nation Radio? This is your host, DJ Soko. Come join me if you're Ace or Donnell from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. every Soko Saturday, where I have a new segment, Soko's Metal Madness Hour from 7 to 8 p.m., bringing the North all the new and classic metal to the masses. The first 3 hours will be the old school hits, the rock and roll classics, and all other genres of music. Even country. So come take a cruise with me, DJ Soko, bringing the fire right here on 105.3 WRLN, Red Lake Nation Radio. Yeah.
Grand Forks, start your engines and listen close. The Red River Valley Motorcyclist Spirit of America Bike and Car Show is rolling into the Alara Center for an action-packed weekend you don't want to miss. Saturday, May 2nd and Sunday, May 3rd. Admission is just $10. Kids 12 and under get in free with a paying adult. But here's where it gets big. Raffle tickets are just $50, and only 4,000 tickets will be sold. That's it. Once they're gone, they're gone. Now, those $50 tickets, they give you a shot at over $100,000 in prizes, including a Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Second prize is a Polaris Ranger Crew Cab Trail Boss with trailer. Third prize, a Yamaha Gas Golf Cart. Get your $50 raffle ticket now by calling Tim at 701-739-1605 or stop in at Brewski's. And remember, every dollar raised benefits the Veterans Honor Flight of North Dakota and Minnesota, helping honor the men and women who served our country. $10 to get in, $50 to win big. Only 4,000 raffle tickets available. Call 701-739-1605 or visit Brewski's in Thompson today. Spirit of America Bike and Car Show May 2nd and 3rd at the Alaris Center.
Visit littlebobbybuzz.com, your source for Little Bobby merch and music. Keep up with the bar and don't forget about the buzz with Mama T. That's littlebobbybuzz.com.
Out loud. All the stuff I never did for you. I'm gonna tell you what a bad bowler you are, dude. you so much, everybody. We got time for one more.
And I did introduce that wrong. I said Shuffle Cats. That was Rubber Monkeys, right?
That was the Monkeys. That was Ride for Wishes that we played that time. So, but yeah, that was the Monkeys, and the bass player, the drummer, Mark, and myself are in the Shuffle Cats now.
Sweet.
So then we have Mike Giapalo, who is the actual bass player, who's played with, oh my God, opening acts for Leonard Skinner and Molly Hatchet. And then we have a young guitar player, Rim Lee, and he's a young guy. He can't sit still. He's got to run all over the damn stage and everywhere. And, and I just kind of got to sit back and say, I like sitting down now. You guys have all the fun. So, but the Shuffle Cats right now are just a top-notch musicians, great guys. Got a lot, almost maybe 2 or 3 covers, but everything else is all original blues, rock and roll. So they're just all fantastic guys. So
That's awesome. And so, does the drummer normally go without a shirt, or was it just really hot that
yeah, that's Billy Morgan, and he's got enough tattoos to look like he's got a shirt on.
day?
But he's a really, really hard player. And I mean, when he's done, he's sweating like crazy. He just puts his heart and soul right into playing drums. And last night we played Big Guy's Barbecue, and he had a brand new set of drums. And I think his bass drum was probably as big as my car. I don't know what the heck he got, but and I played with him in the Robos for a while too. And one of the best drummers I've ever played. Mike is one of the best bass players I've ever played with. And of course, Mark, I don't have to say much about him. He's just a fantastic, big-hearted kind of guy, And then Tom is playing rhythm guitar, Tom Jenkins with us. So it's just a great lineup. They have a website, theshufflecats.com, which lists our gigs if anybody's interested in coming out. But it's such a pleasure to play with such top-notch musicians right now. It's just great. So you can see in the background, this is where we practice. So
That's awesome. And so first we got to go into the comments real quick. So my sister, like we mentioned, she is watching the mayor's kids from next door, and one is 5, Jasper. And that first commercial, after that first commercial break, when we were playing the Robo stuff, he was jamming out. Well, now after this one, the 1-year-old Oscar was grooving too. So
wow.
we're already bringing the music to little kids. They're
That's
jamming to it.
awesome. That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. So.
And like I said, my stepdad and his dog just arrived too. So when you saw me going like this, Lily popped her head upstairs. She was checking it out.
Oh, that's great. That's great. We got a lot of good fans, don't you?
We do. Also, we've got Latimer Boston Boyo. He's a drummer, and he is watching. He said, "You guys, that sounded great."
So,
That is not what he looks like. That looks terrifying. What is that? Jeez, that was scary. What was I going to say? So, what would be your advice to the youth just starting out in the music business? What would you tell them for advice?
I'll tell you what, with me, I didn't care what kind of music it was, as long as I could play it. Started out with bluegrass, played country, played rock and roll, went back and played country for several years. And, then the videos you've just seen, if your heart and your soul is really into it, it doesn't matter what kind of music it is. You go play it and learn all the different things. And then you kind of learn how to merge them all together and create your own style. So sometimes you have someone you look at as, I want to be like them, I want to be like that. But, go through all the different types of music and create your own style and be yourself and play from your heart. That's what's important.
Yeah. And don't do it for the money.
No, no.
Do
You
it because
know,
of it.
it's when I started playing for the money, and like I said, we went on tour. I lost all the fun. You
Hmm.
know, it was your survival. And if you didn't make money or people weren't there, you were disappointed. But right now, I don't care if there's one person there or 10,000 people there. I'd be the same and do the same, and the money doesn't matter. So.
So you said you really got you were really into it when you were 15, didn't you? You said so. What kind of support did you have when you were a kid and all of a sudden you decided you were going to be in music? Was your family musical, or did you just have friends that were musical, or what inspired you to decide to be a musician?
Well, it was like say originally I had an uncle that played bluegrass, and he had a guitar, and he used to let me play it. And so then I would, like we were very, very poor, but my mother was willing to come up with enough money to get me electric guitar and an amp from Montgomery Ward's. So you can say they were really high profile. And then I had a turntable with a needle, which was probably like $20 when you buy them back in that day. And so I would play the record on the turntable and pick up the needle, and then I'd try to find the notes, and I'd put the needle back down, try to find them, pick it back up. Tedious process, but in the long run, you learn to play by ear, and it's a blast. So, that was probably the best support my family could give me at the time. But I just went out, and I started going to clubs by myself and concerts. And the first big concert I think was Grand Funk Railroad, and I just really committed. I was committed to it. So like I say, there's times it came I had to give it up for a few years, but the nice thing about that was you come back with a new perspective, and you start. It doesn't get boring. You're not playing the same old stuff, and right now playing original music is probably the most fun I've had with the Shuffle Cats. So that's the best yet. Even at my age, that's the best I've had yet.
Oh, I can't wait to hear you guys in person on the 4th of July. I'm just so excited for it. It's months away. I'm just so excited for it.
We're excited
Um,
to see you too.
Yay.
Yeah, Mark brags about you a lot. So.
Oh, well, yeah. So what do you think about this new AI music, and what do you think that's going to do to the music world?
It's funny. Everything was analog, and then they came and I had a recording studio in my previous house with the sound room and the control room and all that. And then they go to digital. And I think the funniest thing I ever saw was they came out with a program for digital that makes it sound more analog. I'm going, oh, okay. So now they'll probably come out with the AI, and they'll probably come out with a program that makes it sound more digital, which can make it sound more analog, and eventually, always try new things and see how they come out. I think the toughest thing is, I opened up a recording studio hoping I could help some musicians and this and that. But before you can really get big, you've got to get with some professional record companies or stuff like that will really help promote you and get you where you want to go. But other than that, just try it all. See if you like it or you don't like. They got concerts with 2 people doing electronic music now. Though I prefer the band.
Yeah, definitely. Because so a lot of this AI, the way this AI music is turning, like they're not hiring bands anymore to make their theme music for shows. They're just having the AI model do it, or AI actors that's just all fake, like
Yeah.
for commercials and stuff now. And to me, I feel like it takes away from the hardworking people that are already out there, Like you're taking jobs away, you know. It's like so many kids that got their actors that got their start in commercials. You know, where
Mhm.
are they going to start now? So many musicians got on the board for the theme music they played for certain shows, stuff like that. And to me, I kind of, I don't know, I kind of worry about, you know, you guys out there playing live when or recording and charging money for your CDs and stuff when or vinyl because that's coming back. That's good. But
Mhm.
why are they going to buy your CD if
Yeah.
they can just play AI music?
Well, eventually it's how are you going to get the heart and soul into AI? That's probably going to, if you can't figure that out, then it's a fad and eventually it'll go away. So, but the heart and soul is what music is all about. And if you ain't got that, you're just, it's not going to touch you like it should touch you.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's the great thing about music. Music heals
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's a
across
connection.
the world. Yeah. Any instrument, you play any instrument, you can communicate to people without knowing their language just by playing music.
Totally. Totally. So yeah, it's a magical thing once you really get into it.
It really is. I suppose we do have to end here pretty soon. I know we started a few minutes late, but
Okay.
um, what is there anything else you want to let the audience know? We do have a live audience. There's still people out here. They're still watching.
It's have fun, enjoy life, and if you're going to play music, play it for fun. The hard part is a lot of people get into it for the first time, and it's more a matter of ego and can I show off and can I prove myself and uh, and that's a period of growth. You got to go through that. I went through it like everybody else, but when you can get into it, that you don't have to think about it, and you just let it flow and you let it come from your heart and just play. And then when you can get with a group of guys that can really connect without talking, and they can feel what each other's going to do. I don't have to look at the guys to know when the song's going to end. I can feel it, and when you start feeling the guys in your band and you let it flow, that's when you're really going to have fun. And, I couldn't do it by myself, or I could try, but I wouldn't want to because it's camaraderie and fun and meeting people and and it's all about the people and the fans. That's one thing, country is so big in appreciating their fans. And I think rock and roll should do more of that. I really do. So,
Blues too. The
yes.
blues, and they're such a big family. Like I just that was the one thing I loved about going on the road with Bobby is just meeting all these people and watching this live music and watching those connections, feeling that chemistry between the band. They could all be blind
Yes.
and they would always be right on the same page. Like it's a wonderful thing to see that chemistry on stage. And I can't wait until the 4th of July to see the chemistry on stage with you, Mark Anthony, and the rest of the Shuffle Cats. You guys mark your calendars, save the date. 4th of July in Macintosh. Be here. We've got music on the 3rd too. And they're great bands. All the bands that are going to be there are great, but this is your show tonight, so. And on March 15th, we're going to have Mark Anthony. We're taking a 2-week break until then. So I'll miss you guys.
We will miss you.
I'll see you all later. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being here, Mike. I appreciate you.
You bet. Thanks for the opportunity. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, it will be.
All right. Go have
All
some
right.
fun.
Talk to you later, Mike. Thanks for being
Take
here.
care. Bye
Yeah,
bye.
you too. Today's episode is sponsored in part by Grand Forks Best Source. They're a cutting-edge local media broadcasting studio with captivating shows, on-location event coverage, and unparalleled advertising opportunities. Grand Forks Best Source has become a haven for podcasters like me seeking to bring their visions alive. If you're a podcaster looking for studio or platform, or a local business seeking to advertise, go ahead and email Paul at local@gfbestsource.com. You can call him at 701-740-9337, or you can go to their website that's listed on your screen there, gfbestsource.com. Tell them Mama T sent you.